Hello everyone, welcome to my corner of the world. Today I'm gonna make a Thanksgiving card, and you can see we've got sort of pumpkins and nice autumnal leaves here. Now, I have often accused myself of being a designer series paper hoarder. Designer series paper is basically our decorative paper that we carry, and I have been trying very hard over the last few months to use more paper, and so I'm going to be sharing some of the products from the mini catalogue that runs from July to December 2022. And in that we have this paper pack, and this paper pack is called Rustic Harvest, and it has pumpkins, and there's some chrysanthemums in there, and there's like pumpkins and regular gourds. Oh look, patty pan, I just noticed there's patty pan one there. And then there's one here that's like Cajun craze. This would be great for a guy card. And then it's got some leaves on the back. I think I'm going to be using that. I like that one. And then this one in green, I think it's Old Olive. And then there's sort of a check or a plaid for my American viewers on this one. So I've chosen two of the designs that's in this pack, and I'm going to share with you how I pulled the card together. So as always, the dimensions or my recipe for my cards will be on my blog, and if you look below this video there's a link to my blog, and it will take you directly to this particular post for this card. So I've got a strip of cardstock here, the designer series paper here, and it's 1.5 inches wide, and I've cut it a bit on the long side so that I can trim it off. And a reason I do that is it's much easier to trim off than to stretch out if it's too short. So just making sure that goes to the end there, and then get some paper snips, and I'm just gonna cut that spare piece off, and I'm just gonna make sure I dispose of it safely so that it doesn't end up somewhere where I don't want it to be on my card. And then just a little bit of adhesive. This particular piece is 5.25 by 4 onto my card base here, which is 8.5 by 5.5, and I've just scored it at 4.25 to create my card base. So that's a pretty straightforward part there. Now what I'm going to do is introduce you to a couple of products. So this is the stamp set painted pheasant, and I'm using this Happy Thanksgiving, and I'm also using this grass, but it's also got this pheasant on, and this would make a fantastic guy card. I think that would really make a lovely guy card. So that's my stamp set. Now my dies that I'm using are the aspen tree dies, and this has got the most fantastic leaves in it. It isn't a bundle with this stamp set. It's a bundle with another stamp set, which I'm sure I'll be sharing with you as well. But we've got these two fantastic leaves, and we've also got this lovely piece here where it will actually, you can cut an aperture out of the front of your card, and I will be, I am sure, sharing that with you in due course. So those are the two of the products, and then the foil I'm using. Now, this has been out in the catalogue for a while, and it's called Brushed Metallic, and it's basically 3 different shades of gold. There's a light one here, a medium, and then there's a dark one here, and they're lovely, and they pick up the effect of the embossed effect on those dies. So the die cuts and embosses at the same time. So those are two of my embellishments. Now, I've shared the deckled rectangle dies with you before, and I like these. They have got the little rough edges, and they make the lovely effect on the edge of your card. So I have got taken a scrap of crumb cake, and I've already cut my piece out to save a little time. I've used my mini stamp and get it right, Cindy, cut and emboss. And I'm just gonna go ahead and stamp this. And that's not bad, is it, for on camera? And I'm going to attach it to my card with a couple of dimensionals. I'm just going to put a couple on the corners, and then I will put one on the middle, because this is quite a long piece of card. And she said, and then didn't do it. And we're going to pop that one about there. And then I've got my 2 leaves, and I'm going to overlap them slightly like this. And I'm going to start by putting a glue dot on the corner there. You can just see that. And I'm just going to make sure that my stems are sort of together, and then I think try and make this sort of go up a little bit. I think that's what I like. And then I'm going to tuck them behind here. Now then, I need to make sure that they don't go outside of the footprint of my card there. I think I'm just going to gently lift that little dimensional there, so that I can just tuck this underneath like that. So a couple more glue dots. Now, to stop my glue dots running away with me, as you can see, I put a piece of twine, and I put it so that whenever I lift up, that's where my glue dot is going to be. Otherwise, sometimes if you're not careful, the whole reel can sort of unravel. So we're going to pop that there. I just want it to just try and get to as close to the top of the card as I can, and then press those down firmly. And then I've got a couple of these rustic metallic dots. These are in the annual catalogue, and I'm just going to pop one of them here. And now the other thing I want to share with you is this threaded twine, and it's sort of sisal, I think. It's sort of hairy string is the best way that I can describe it. And it's a little too bulky for the front of my card. So what I did was I cut a length, and actually you can see that it's got a silver thread running through it, which is quite nice. But I cut a length, and I'm just going to pull one of the threads like that. And I can use the rest of it on another card. And I'm going to fold it in half, and then I'm going to tie a bow. And so I'm going to go roughly halfway, as far as I can tell, halfway. I use the rabbit ear method of doing bows, and I do have videos on how to tie single and double bows, and if you do follow that link to my blog beneath it, I will also put a link to my video on doing bows. So we're just gonna pull and print that until we think it's a good looking bow, and then depending on how long I want my tails, we just gently trim that. You can see what I mean about it being hairy string. It's got lots of hairs on it there. And just going to get one of our glue dots again. And we're just going to pop it there. I think I'll pop it there, this one. No, I'm going to take, no, I will. I'm going to, this one I kind of popped on my leaves there. This one I've popped there. The only thing I haven't yet done is my inside pieces. So I've got the little grasses stamp with my ink. That's my Cajun Craze ink. And then I'll do the same with the envelope. There we go. And then we just add some ink on, some adhesive on the back here. And tuck it inside the card. And I've just realized that I did stamp it the wrong way round. So what we're going to do is, because we are artists after all, we're going to get creative. And I'm going to put one along there as well. So that doesn't look quite so odd now. So there we are. Well, I do hope you've enjoyed this card and me introducing some of the new products, as well as bringing in some of the products we already have in our stashes. If you've enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate it if you give me a thumbs up. If you don't already subscribe to my channel, perhaps you'll go ahead and do that. And any comments that you might have, I'd certainly be interested in reading them. Well, thank you for joining me today. I certainly appreciate your time. Bye-bye for now.